Grant with the Garden of Eater, and today I'll show you guys what we do to prep our neocaridina totes outside. We've got 6 totes that need to be plugged in and filters running and getting cycled. So we've got 1 already cut, we've got 5 that need to be cut, and we've got 1 that needs substrate. We've got this one already been cycling for 30 days. We're going to add substrate in before we put the shrimp in. The substrate we're using is the Samurai Soil by Carib Sea. The label on the Samurai Soil, the shrimp picture, that is ours, of our shrimp. And the substrate is just a smaller version than the last. It's 1 millimeter. The other totes down the line already have this in it, so we're using the same substrate all the way down the line. We've got 2 containers that can get substrate today. The other ones will not get substrate today. However, I wanted to get them filled. We do have a hurricane on the way, and I figured getting them filled with water would be better than the wind shifting them or blowing them around or anything like that. So we'll always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So we'll just get right into it. I'm going to add these 2 containers into that one, and then I'm going to get this cleaned out and filled up with water, and then we're going to cut all these ones and do the same for these as well. We're going to try something out a little bit different with the tripod and doing like the little time lapse, and we'll have Shelby have some fun with the editing and all that. It is quite windy today, so less talking the better, and hope you guys can bear with us. Thanks. Alright, now we got our tank filling up. There's 160 gallons worth of water. Our water comes out at around 180 TDS, 7 GH, 3 kH, 7.2 to 7.4 pH, but there is a little bit of chlorine in the water. So we use this shrimp prep by Brightwell. We use 1 milliliter for every 4 gallons of water, so we do about 40 milliliters for every IBC tote to set it up when doing our initial fill with our IBC totes. Thing we add is Florin Vector 1. It's a bacteria by Brightwell again. We tend to use all Brightwell products when setting up our tanks. And this is 1 milliliter for every gallon. So we use 160 milliliters when setting up our totes for the initial cycle. However, it's most of the containers. So we do have the 2-liter bottles of this. So we're going to use we've got to feed the bacteria, so we use Florin Multi or the shrimp version of it. It doesn't really matter, I use both versions, and we're going to use about 32 milliliters for 160 gallons of water. So now we're going to let that run for about 30 days. I'm going to do normal water changes on them every 2 weeks like I do all the other IBC totes out here. And when I do the next water change, I'm also going to dose it with all 3 things again. Now we're going to use some power tools. We've got the drill with the same size drill bit as the air line. This is also the same size that I use to drill all the stainless steel adjuster for the air control. We're going to drill the corners of all the cuts so that way we can get the blade into the IBC totes with the saw. So I'm going to do all of those now. Now we've got a jigsaw. The holes are drilled so I can easily get the blade in, and everything's already drawn out, so all I gotta do is follow the lines. So now this pond is all done. I just got to squeeze the air out of this filter so that way it will sink and this filter can officially start to be cycled. Turn the air on and this one's done. Now as you can see, I've got it cut, some little frilly stuff on the edge here, and I'm going to take a scraper and get rid of all that. But this one needs some good cleaning out. Some of them are a lot nicer. As you can tell, this one really doesn't need much. And then this one really doesn't need any at all. But we're still gonna rinse this out once we've scraped all the little tiny stuff off of it. That way we don't have to wash that out as well afterwards. So we're killing two birds with one stone. And then we will do the cycle process for all of these as well. So now we got all the IBC totes cleaned out. All the little bits of PVC that we cleared off have now been washed out as well. This was the worst IBC tote. This is the best we got it. There's no real need to get in there and scrub it out or anything like that. These totes came from the mines that they get the limestone out of here locally. They use sulfur mixed with other ingredients to make the TNT that they use to blow up the limestone. So it's just sulfur. Sulfur is really not that harmful to shrimp. After we do about 2 water changes, it's water soluble. It'll all wash out and be fine. So this is the best we got to get it. As you see, the other ones are really nice and clear and clean. So we'll be dropping the filters in and then adding water plus the shrimp prep, the fluorobacter, as well as the fluorine multi. Alright, so now everything's all done and prepped. We just got to let the hose fill up the tubs, add the shrimp prep, fluorobacter 1, and the fluorine multi, and everything's a wrap. We'll add some screen on top when we're done, but we're losing daylight, and we're going to call it a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. If anybody has any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comments and subscribe for future content. Thank you.